Let's have a look.
Oh my God.
Let this going. I can't believe Ryan ain't gonna get in here. I don't care. I don't care if his internet's clockwork. I really don't. He's got to get in. We'll get through to him somehow.
Send him a message.
I can't believe Ryan ain't gonna get in. I don't care. It's not viable for him not to come in. Right, let's take. We don't want any distractions here, right? So turn that off. Just
yeah. So
I don't know whether we're live or not.
We are live. We're 100% live. Fix episode 117 right after East versus West. And before we start, I want to change my name officially just for one episode only.
Maybe forever.
No, I'm cool. IF Bowen, so that's coming. Just for this episode.
Mate, it's a shirt. It's got to be a shirt. That. Come on, Ryan. I don't care if you look. We're all in hotels. Everybody's in hotels. But let me turn that off. Let's find where we are. Let's get this mother fluffer rolling. I am so excited. It's rare that I'm this excited for a show, and I'm mildly pissed and excited in equal measure. To be perfectly honest, let's have a look. Is anybody watching? We've got no numbers on here. Oh yeah, we got about 200 people in the chat as well, which is lovely darts. So I've no microphone to lean into tonight, guys, so I'm just gonna have to pretend that it's still there to keep that familiarity going. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fix. Show 117 in the mother fluffing house. You will see we've got the white oak Paul Lynn with a classy interior right there. And a set of guns on him as well. On his way to a football meeting, but he knew that you couldn't miss tonight. Oh no. Under no circumstances. If you were having a baby, if Paul's missus was in the goddamn car and saying, Paul, because she knows him, let's get to the hospital. I'm about to drop this thing. Paul would be like, all right, love.
30 minutes.
The show.
Hold it in for a little bit.
Hold it in for a minute, because
9 months, 30 more minutes.
And ladies and gentlemen, there's been so much talk. There was so much hype, so much venom, but Rolly Ray, Steel Rollers Off, has absolutely smashed it over there. What can I tell you? Rolly Ray delivers.
Super impressed. Unbelievable.
Mate, me and Paul are in, what can I tell you? I mean,
Did you guys saw the press conference?
Yes.
You know what? I didn't.
Yeah, and I thought you handled that really well too. You handled that really well. Like your responses were spot on. Oh, Cody.
Let's talk about this, mate. Cody Merritt, how are you doing? So, nice beard going.
Well, thank you. The mustache. Check the mustache out.
It's pretty solid, that, mate. You've got quite a solid look there. You look like a giant musketeer.
Yes, exactly.
I ate the other two, so there's only one of us now.
Tiger belly strong.
Italian.
Turkey belly strong.
Like. Let's have a look. I'm going to save down our super chats. So, Cody, how are you enjoying Istanbul, son?
Good.
Hey, Gabby.
Oh, hey, whoa. Put that camera back on. Get that camera back on, my girl.
He wants it back on.
Camera back on.
You didn't like him? You didn't like him?
Ugly ass in here, son.
You didn't like Cody?
He wants.
Get it back on, Iron Angel. That's what the fans come to see right there. It's the arguably going on to be the GOAT in this game.
The GOAT.
Oh, Gabby.
The GOAT.
Hey, Gabby. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mate, you're a beast. That was awesome.
I've heard Raymond didn't want to fool me. Is that right?
Stay away, right?
I have no idea what's that gonna do to my brand. I have to do another summer preparation for you. Clearly,
Yeah, you gotta protect the brand at all costs, right? Protect the brand at all costs.
I think Ryan is better because he at least tried, right?
unsuccessfully.
Why do you think he's back in Latvia?
Yes.
It was like, quick, get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabby, awesome. Awesome. That was really rock strong. You impressed me greatly, mate. Very, very good. Good for you, lass. Good for you. That was our iron. Really, really was. And very difficult situation as well, particularly on the left arm, where you lost your hand.
Oh my God. Okay, keep on answering.
That is the strongest woman I have ever gripped up at the table.
Oh.
Yesterday, I held her hand. She is very strong. Seriously.
Thank you.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, very strong. Seriously, that is the hand and wrist is still strong, but the arm is yeah.
Yeah, really, really powerful.
Yeah, but I did not ashamed myself. But I was so afraid. I didn't know what to expect. So,
Mate, well, let's get straight into the mix with Engin.
yeah.
Now, you got to be happy, Engin. Listen, I haven't seen all the matches. I have literally got back to the hotel tonight and I've done nothing else but watch East versus West for the last like 3.75 hours before we came on here. I didn't turn my phone on, made sure that I saw no results, and I've been just trying to play catch up. But what I've seen, mate, incredible card and so much to talk about. But we're going to start at the very beginning. Rolly Ray and Ryan. Oh, mate.
Fellow giant.
That's Derek.
Hey guys, Engin said he's setting me up a match with Levon next. Apparently he's not that good. I got to arm wrestle Levon. That's my next match.
He's your next
Makes
guy.
sense. Absolutely makes sense.
It does 110%. Get Gabby in there.
Oh, yeah, I can't hear him.
Put Gabby in there, mate. Gabby's got it. Not a problem, Gab.
Gabby versus Levon.
Dialed in. So, Derek, where the hell is Ryan?
Where's Ryan?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
Oh,
I think he's in different hotel.
oh,
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't talked to him.
this is terrible. Ryan,
can't find
get
him.
your ass on here, son.
Ryan's gone.
Did you guys know that I set Pauline in November event against Irakli Gamtenadze?
No,
No?
I haven't even seen Irakli pull him for a long time.
Yeah, he's ready.
You know what? I haven't seen Irakli pull him for a long time. That's an interesting match.
You know, Irakli pulled last year at our Keystone States. He was over here on.
Oh my word!
He won the 220s. He won the 220s. He beat Brandon Ellis. Turned it up.
So he's put weight on then.
Yeah, he's been.
Hey, take care then.
So, guys, we can't wait any longer. We've got 460 people in here, and you know what they want to talk about straight off the bat. The main event of East versus West 4, put on by the ancient Mr. Engin, the Enigma Race jersey, right there in the bottom corner. Legendary figure, the sport of arm wrestling, and he brought you matches like this. Rolly Ray versus Ryan Bowen. Engin.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Jerry versus Gennady. Sorry.
Oh, nah. We're here to talk about the big matches. That one can wait.
Yeah, that's good.
So what did you think, man? Rolly Ray versus Ryan Bowen.
Just 1 second. It's a little bit loud. I cannot hear. Say again.
What did you think, Rolly Ray against Ryan Bowen? Did it go?
I mean, the truth is, I thought Ryan was the favorite, but I knew that Ray was in incredible shape.
Yeah.
I was thinking that there could be a surprise, but the surprise would mean that Ray winning after a battle. Ray being so dominant in almost everywhere was a real big surprise for me. I really didn't think that there would be such a dominance. No disrespect to Ryan. He did his best, but Ray just was too much.
Yeah. I've just seen a note there. Marcus Thompson's in the chat. He's put, audio is crap. Is that my audio, Marcus, or is it generally?
I think it's yours. Yours is kind of low. Yeah.
Is it? Oh. God damn, that's annoying. I'm in a hotel in the south of England. I've been to the British Motorcycle Grand Prix today. That gig.
Yeah, my battery is low. Let me talk with them a little, and then yeah.
But I genuinely apologise for that, guys. I just couldn't stay off here tonight. I'm going to knock over a couple of super chats, just due to the fact that they've been coming in thick and fast. And then we want to get a little bit of conversation. I'm gutted also that Ryan hasn't managed to make it in. So, Matt Tickle My Limits, Coach Ray. What a weekend. Look at him. He's taking it in his stride, is Rolly. He's not too bothered, but oh my God, big result. Net Live with a super chat. If Ryan Todd wins Monster Factory 3, I think she should challenge Ryan. Kidding. Love that guy. So you never know. Ryan might fix his internet and jump in later. But James Vallandigham, Mason tell Ray, great job. Yeah, it really was. Very, very impressive. Phil Woody UK, I've never met Paul or Ray. You're up next, Neil. Hashtag legends. Great stuff. And we've also got a super chat in. Let's have a look. We did have a super chat in, and I've just missed it from Devin's classy finger. Let's go. Nice match, Ray. Rolly Ray getting a lot of love. Brian Thomas with a super chat. How far off are the Aussies from competing with elites? Where the F is Lachlan and Ryan. Still looking after the first match. Great event, worth all the dollars. So, Engin, a lot of people saying that they really, really enjoyed the card, mate. Great feedback in that respect. You must have been really pleased. I don't think you heard any aggravation about the stream. It seemed like that was very smooth for you as well.
Yes. My battery is very low. I need to go to my room and charge, but before it ends, so because I need to go elevator, so the connection will be gone. So I just want to explain that something that really looked weird during the match, but whenever you knew the insight of like what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever Gennady and Jerry was pulling, I think it was round 2 or 3 or 2 probably, Gennady's elbow was out. It was obviously out. And I was like, why? You know, Hristo, how good referee he is, right, Neil?
Yeah.
He's
Hristo Delajakov from Bulgaria.
Yeah.
I understand if it's off, but if it keeps being off, you have to
world champion athletes, and then he's like one of the best referees in the world.
Yeah.
So I look at it and I was wondering why he didn't call it, which I understood only a few seconds later, because according to the rules, if he would call that foul, it was going to be restarted center. But he knew that there was no way to survive from that point. He just let it go. Even there is no running foul, he just he actually gave Jerry a favor. And then a few seconds later, Jerry won that match. So otherwise, it would be a restart. So you understand?
Yes.
So, but still, during the round break, I went to side of the stage. I said, Hristo, why did you not call? Even I realized that it was what I thought. And he explained in the same way. And then last round, I saw again the elbows were moving, this and that. And then I went to Hristo, why there is no call? He said at the same time, Jerry's elbow was coming out from front. And then Gennady's was saying, so they just didn't want to end this with fouls. They wanted, people to see the fight. So that's why they say. But they mostly, like Jerry's fans were just complaining. But also, Gennady also complains that during that sleep, Jerry was like parallel pin position. It should be called foul. It's not what I claim, but what Gennady is saying. So just trust me, there was fouls from both sides and they complained from both sides. And that match that people said that it was unfair was actually Hristo let it go so that Jerry could win that round that he deserved. This is what it was. So I just wanted to explain this.
No problem, mate. So what are you going to do? You're running up to your room to put the phone on charge.
You want me to come back and talk about it?
Yeah, bet your ass we do, 100%. Just before you go again, okay? Just before you go, NWUK1 with a mega super chat. Thanks for that, brother. So much appreciation there from that. He's put, I want to say a massive thanks to you, Engin, for putting on the best arm wrestling pay-per-view that I've watched. Amazing matches throughout. Also, thanks to all the competitors for showing up and doing the business. Can't wait for the next East versus West. Well done again, Engin. Hope you're happy, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much. I did my best. I only did what I promised, and this time, you know, I'm happy that, you know, nothing bad happened, and then I kept my promise, and I want to thank everyone who kept believing in me, and so that finally we made it. But just I want to say that I only did my part, and this event is like that happened by the support of the community, you know, athletes, and all those people who donated money, all those people who buy pay-per-view, and myself, we all together made this. That is no special thank needed for me. We did all together. We all love arm wrestling. I really enjoy as much as the people who enjoy, you know, by watching pay-per-view. If you guys were there, you know, in the venue yesterday, especially when Jerry and Gennady was pulling, the crowd went crazy. The people just jumped from the seats and they were just like screaming, you know, yeah. And I was like, you know, like it was mostly like except chance show match. It didn't look good for American pullers, but then they won the biggest title, which is super heavyweight right hand title, you know. And Jerry, after so many, when I said this match, people said, Engin, do you think that Jerry deserves this match? He has been inactive for many years, and they say it's a mismatch. And I said, this is a title match. If it's a mismatch, I mean, title will be for the person, you know, who you think that, you know, is better, which is Gennady. But if Jerry comes and wins, it means that it's not a mismatch. There is nothing to argue about it. But Jerry, at the age of 48, just came, and Jerry didn't beat the Gennady of last year. Jerry beat the Gennady of today, who is his confidence, everything is just off the roof. You know, he beat Michael Todd, he beat Dave Chaffee, and then, so this was probably the best of Gennady till today we have ever seen. And Jerry came, and I always thought that, you know, okay, Gennady is very versatile, you know, he can pull in any style. We saw him with the dead wrist. But then I was thinking that who did Gennady ever pull that looks like, you know, feels like, you know, Jerry? Nobody.
Mate, you can't emulate Jerry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that he's very well-rounded, but he never experienced such thing. Before the match, we were at the grilling place. We went to, you know, we grilled our own food, you know, it was fun, you know, and John was sitting by me, and I said, like, John said that if Gennady goes for top roll, he said he's gonna lose the match. I said, like, do you really believe that? He said, yes, and you just watch and see. If he top rolls, Jerry, he's gonna lose the match. And he said he needs to go supinated side pressure to make Jerry's arm this way from the center, you know, and not even hook, because one round that I think Gennady tried hook, this is how it looked like. I didn't watch the pay-per-view, either slow motion, but remember one round, it looked like, you know, Gennady wanted the inside, he would just press him down to the table surface, you know. So I don't think that we thought that Gennady would find a way, but someone like Gennady couldn't find a way. And it was very impressive. And wow, the Jerry, after so many years, 3 years of inactivity, just came and beat the guy who beat Michael, who beat Dave, you know, wow. Incredible job.
You want to get in, mate?
Yeah, Engin, I just want to say, like, this by far was the best feat thus far. So you're obviously, what you guys are doing is getting better. I actually had to referee a little bit at Travis Bajan's tournament. So imagine this picture, a room full of like 150 arm wrestlers. And I had to stream on my phone because I was watching it while I was driving. So I gave it, my phone was all over the place. Imagine my phone sitting on a bar, Devin Larrett, Alan Fisher, Travis Bajan, and 50 of those 150 people just watching your event and not paying attention to the tournament. Because that's exactly what happened. We had the phone on the side table where Devin was side pulling. while he's pulling for like 2 hours straight, so he can watch while he's pulling everybody.
Yeah, yeah. But see, that is pure arm wrestler. Pure arm wrestler. If he's doing that, yeah. He's still practicing but still watching, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "Bring it over, bring it over."
I love it. I love it. Everything was so good. If you guys pay attention, the Bojidar versus Samusha, Paul.
Oh yeah, that was I was
Wow.
hyper focused on him.
Yeah,
I
incredible.
thought Samusha was gonna win, but what a match!
I had that Boji. I thought I had Bojidar. I thought Bojidar was going to win. That's one I got wrong, but but what a match! I mean, the opening round, it was like like Hagler Hearns.
Wow.
They just went straight to the red line, like immediately. It was like,
Neil.
both getting ugly out of shape. Oh, awesome.
You know what, Neil? You know what I wanted to do that moment when it was 1-1. I wanted to jump on stage. It was 1-1. I wanted to raise both guys, hands up and say they both are winners.
It was mega.
Yeah. After that point, it's same like Zurab versus Rambet. Both were winners. On the paper, Zurab won, but Zurab won and Ram won. That match was incredible. Yeah. Anyway,
incredible match.
I got to drop, guys. I got to drop, Neil. I got to go into this meeting. Ray, super impressed, Ray. I'm unbelievable, Ray. I had you picked, but not in that fashion. And Engin, again,
Thank you, Paul.
Engin, are you coming back on in a little while?
Yeah, I will. I need to carry the t-shirts, signed t-shirts to my room, and then because there's a t-shirt signing room from there, I need to sign to my room, and then I will put on charger and I will come back. But just Levan Saginashvili just messaged me, and he says that he wants Ray next.
Rolly. Right, mate. We'll see you in a little while. I'm gonna run through some stuff with the mighty Rolly Ray in just a minute. So let's knock over a couple of super chat. Oh, before you go, Engin, quick super chat before he's left. I will get Big Grove Goats. I'll get you super chat when he comes back in very soon. But Ray, you were telling me when we were over in Dubai that, and in fact, you were telling me on the messenger the day before that you thought you felt incredible, the best you've ever felt. People come on these kind of shows and they talk it up a lot, but it doesn't necessarily always play out like that. I'd say you over-delivered. I mean, the first round was shocking. And I think it really resonated with Ryan, actually. Just, did you know it was done at that point, Ray? Or were you still concerned?
I knew it was done when we gripped up. Like we gripped up, because he came super aggressive. I always I'm pretty loose with hands, just like you. I give the loose hand. And, he's pulling, and I just pulled him back, and I felt everything out. I was like, done. So I was like, okay, how do I play this? And he was pretty mean in a press conference. He's looking over me. He's talking about matches he will do in the future or after. I
haven't seen the press conference. I was at the goddamn.
Oh man, you have to watch it. I think that's was like we again over delivered there. But he was saying, and I was laying in my bed. I was like, I'll just smash him. I'll just show him what's up. And that's why I smashed him, and I just said, what's up. I said, like how many people actually go inside with me and then just say, oh, easy something. Not that many. Usually they end up, the way he end up, and first round was.
I thought the second round, while it was telling, to be perfectly honest, was also a great round. I thought that was a really good match. I mean, obviously you carved it out and you got your shape and you got comfortable. Yeah. And at that point, you could clearly see, obviously,
I'll give, and I gave him props. Like, he was very good in a strap. So, but like for me, the strap is even better. You're like, we're not tied together. You're tied to me. So, and the plan after that was like, so I don't know what's going to happen. I know the lane where I'm really good. I know where he's going to hit. So if I can make him bleed a little bit, and that's what I did. I hit the center, hit the side, and then slowly chipping away. And it was like, someone said like, wow, that second look hard. This is I redlined way more with Craig Sand. Like I really prepared really good. And I knew he has that sticking point in that position. Yeah. He has it there.
Yeah.
So,
you could see it, Ray.
Yeah.
You could see that he found a spot, but what I will say is it looked like your kind of match. You know what I mean? Just like, it looked like your kind of arm wrestling match. It was very, if you watch your recent matches, that kind of environment you seem to be comfortable in.
Yeah.
You like it when the match goes there.
Yeah, because that's like that position. I like with all the top rollers, I end up in that position. So I know very well where I need to pull and what I need to do. And I'm not thinking about this round because I feel excellent. Like my hand hasn't been, like I didn't get pumped at all. Like I just like, and I was thinking like round 3. Okay, if something like he pulls a full owl and he's really strong and everything else, but I was getting in that position. And I felt so good, and I was thinking like, where's that connective tissue, Ryan? Where's that owl or something?
Oh.
And I thought like I'm already such a big dick at this point that.
Did in the match, did you feel like there was a mental shift? Do you feel like Ryan knew? Do you feel like he was aware that?
I don't like first round. He's like, okay, he's strong there. But second, like he went away. I could see him. Like I could see him. I could see in Lachlan. I could see it in him. And Lachlan still has to face Sanders, and me and Sanders is like a mile away. And and I don't know what's the difference between them or with Ryan. But so round 3, Giannis is like top roll, and I take a grip, and I was like, okay, I'll try top roll. And we top roll, and again as usual, everyone bails. So again, he's like, no chance you can top roll. I'm not scared of that hand. You will, all those things just comes back. I was like, okay. And then they put on a strap, and I was thinking like, I don't feel that comfortable. And then they tighten it up, and I'm like, this all is gonna fall. When
Yes.
when and this is why I didn't hit.
That's what I was most interested in. At what point did you really know? And when you said, I knew when I gripped up, I mean, I didn't think it'd be that early because I thought, there's always that, he could have made a mistake. You knew straight away.
Yes, because my hand was my hand is like, how strong you need to beat me in a hook. Like you need to be like Kristaps, world level somewhere there, someone that can hit hard. And he couldn't beat me for past, month or even 6 weeks or something. So I know where the levels are. And I know how strong you need to be in a top roll to beat me. I know all those. This is
the thing. You've got such a vast array. I can't remember whose channel it was. I went on. Who the fuck? I was on it. I was in the chat on a channel the other day, and I took a bit of shit through it actually. But they were saying, who have you got picked? And I said, as this thing has moved closer to I said, 2 things, okay? And I'll speak candidly. The 2 things were, because I spoke to you about this offline. There was a couple of things. First of all, Ryan was very honest and said, look, I'm going to come into this off the gear. I'm not juicing. I'm coming in natural.
Yes.
Okay. Now that is
we had a gentleman's agreement there.
Yeah. Now, fair play to the guy. He came in natural.
Yes, he came in. Yeah.
So that is a big difference. And I said, look, if you come in and you juiced up and raised clean, it's a huge advantage. You're a bigger man. The weight cut is a factor because Ray at 90 kilos is a big version of you, powerful version of you, very big. Yeah. When I saw you in Dubai, it was shocking how much bigger you were. Both myself and Jason were both like, whoa, he's way bigger. You looked thick,
It was like, it wasn't a big weight difference. It was like 2 kilos, but it was training difference. When you train, and I get back to benching this, I benched like 200 kilos like week before.
I remember you saying, which is, you're obvious. I mean, look, I'm not going to say that there's a direct correlation between bench strength and arm wrestling. Strong is strong. Yeah, but you already know how to arm wrestle. Yeah. And what it is, it's indicative of where your strength level is at. And I actually also believe there's a confidence thing in that. When you know you're strong and you feel, that's resonated with me. And when you've been talking to me, when we were in Dubai, there's confidence, there's fake confidence, and there's real confidence. Yeah. I genuinely got a feeling that you had real confidence. Like you really, really believed, look, I'm really strong right now, and the other day when you messaged me and you put something like, I feel incredible, and I don't believe there's any way that he can win, which is quite funny. Now, also, Ryan saying, I'm going to go directly into the hook. That was a factor in my decision. So I was on this.
Because you know.
Yes, because I've seen you in there. I know you know bum. I know that you've got holes in your game, and I know that they can be exposed. But you said you were pulling with the likes of, Raimons, who is a beast of a top roller. And you said Raimons hasn't been able to beat me in training. That's impressive to me. So I'm thinking, well, if that's the case, this is going to be very difficult for Ryan to get there, even if he's not capable of doing it in the hook. So latterly, I came to think, look, I think this is going to be a really, really good match. I figured it'd be like 3-2 screamer, and I thought you'd edge it. And I know we'd spoken about that before. I put that the other day in one of the chats. I took a little bit of stick for it, but it is what it is. I did not think you would run him over. I just didn't see that in your future. And my hat's off, mate, because that was bloody impressive, man. That was very impressive. You've clearly leveled up, Ray. Clearly. You look really good.
Like I said, I fucking spent my summer training for this match. Like me and Sanders, you look at those matches, we come out like nothing, it's like, because the training was so ridiculously hard at this point. Like me and we just, we chat all the time, and Sanders came in ridiculous shape,
He looked big. Sanders looked big on the video tonight.
Yeah.
What was his weight?
117, 118.
Okay, so that's what, 3 kilos heavier than normal?
Yeah, but that's water weight. He's a little bloated, but he's still like bigger, but he we order room service. I order one meal. He orders 3 full meals. Eats them all at 2 a.m. Then half an hour later goes to bed. Wakes up, he's like hungry, He's a big guy. He's a lot.
Yeah, he's a big dude, mate. There's no doubt about it. Let's knock over some of these super chats real quick. Marcus Thompson, the main man in the mother fluffing house, probably back off holiday now. And he's put hashtag 117 Ray, you are officially number 2 in Oz now. Congratulations. That ice cream must be keeping the tendons lubricated. Bad day at the office for the West boys. Sport can be just on the day, but it's the East training more dedicated, and I'm not talking pancakes. Just the approach to the sport. Yep, that's fair enough, mate. And there's definitely something in that. There's no doubt about it. And we're going to try and get on to some of the more impressive performances as well. I want to stay a little bit with the whole you and Ryan thing, though, initially, because that ain't done. Because a couple of things for me that popped up. You're coming over to Iron House in like 2.5, 3 weeks, whatever the frig it is, and you're pulling a bigger Tom Holland, a 90 kilo or 85 to 90 kilo Tom Holland. And I think that's going to be an absolutely great match. I'm buzzing my ears.
I have a question for you. So did you put me in a battleground?
Yeah.
So the problem with that is I want to pull with Tom Holland, and me and Tom will kill, because I will arm wrestle.
Do you know how this works? At Arm Wars, if you can pull again, you pull again. If you can't.
I know. But the problem is, if I'm in a battleground, I'm thinking about the final match.
Okay, it's not a battleground anymore.
I don't want to have that mentality. I would much happier if that there's no pressure. So, because I really like Tom arm wrestles.
Yeah.
Tom, and I will arm wrestle him. I want to outwork him. I want to get tired. I want to get everything. But if you put me next, and clearly if Ryan and Stoica is there, I would pick Stoica, 10 times over.
Well, this is another thing I wanted to speak to you about, if I'm perfectly honest, mate, because, in fact, let's just do that. You know Bogdan.
I know Bogdan very well, yeah.
Well, I mean, is it a mismatch?
Yes, it is. I really, I think I'm really strong. I don't know what would be the gap or anything between me and Bogdan, but I would pick him as favorite because he's, fast, explosive, bigger, taller, everything. There's all those advantages there. I think I'm really strong now. So, but I would still pick him over Ryan because he saw what I did. he will expose all those exact weaknesses. He can hit that press hard, get on his bicep. He has a good hand that he works out, and he can hit the top rope.
Yes. And he's got that blistering press. Blistering bone line press.
And you know, like Ryan kind of pissed him off also.
Yeah.
So he's not coming in. He's like
venom. No, for real. Absolute venom. So, you know, and I know, and obviously Ryan pissed him off because he had the venom of what happened with Jordan. I get it, but that works that works both ways, doesn't it? So it's going to be very interesting, mate. And I do think, you know, people have said before, I mean, who was it? Dallas Langston messaged me and picked it up this evening, and he said, "Oh my God, it's a complete mismatch. You can't put Ryan against Stoica." And these are the things that you sort of weigh up in your mind, because I don't want to have a situation where Ryan comes over and he doesn't get the workout. When we've got options, there's a lot of options in that room. But in answer to your question with Tom, yeah, it's not a battleground if we don't want it to be.
Okay,
you know,
let's see how that goes. If both pairs are kind of tired or something, because I want to have that deep inside screamer with Tom. That's what I've been preparing for. You know, I've been working, and he is too. Yeah. And you know we're gonna do it. And you know we're gonna do it. You know,
I'm more excited now than I was before. I think coming off the back of that match, I think this is great. I think it's going to be friggin' awesome. I really do. I mean, it poses problems in other areas. It also reinforces the fact that Krasimir Kostadinov needs to be pulling Sanders. I'll tell you that right now. And Krasi, if you're watching, we need to chat, dude, because you need to be pulling Sanders Shedis. In my opinion, I think that's a match. I really do. But anyway, there was a lot of. What was Ryan's immediate reaction, mate, after the match? To you privately?
Like, he's like, props to you, because like I didn't think you're that strong, and you know he was nice, you know. He was like, he put himself in a mindset, and like the press conference, he changed everything, you know. He's like, you know, he's mugging me and everything else, and then I'm like, I'm just me, and I just enjoy the moment. I try to be present in this moment, try to enjoy the whole journey. I think there's you know, so much pressure. I went to the venue and he's there like 3 hours before, and I'm like, dude, why you're not sleeping? You should be freaking sleeping. You should be relaxing. And then he walks around and you know, in a hoodie and everything, and is trying to put himself in that mindset. And I don't think it's a good thing to do. I really don't think it's a good thing to do, because I don't believe Ryan is that human. I believe Ryan is like, he's easygoing and fun most of the time.
Yeah.
Going and fun, you just click that switch when it comes, because I was easygoing and fun until we get on stage. Then it's all business.
Do you think he maybe psyched himself out of it, Ray? Let's be honest, Ray, he's just a man, and there was huge pressure on him, probably internally.
You have to watch press conference. You have to watch press conference. If that would be a rap battle, you know, I win the 8 Mile.
I am watching that when we come out, mate. I'm going to check it out. But I do feel sorry for Ryan. I'm sure he'll take a lot of abuse. I'm sure he'll get some stick.
It's been, you know, there's some, like, you know, there's like so many people that Ryan has burned some bridges, or, you know, he's created a persona it's very unlikable. I feel like I saved the world at this point. But, you know, he knows what he did. He knows what he did. And then most people, and he took it on chin. He's like, oh. You know,
he does though. He really does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You can't knock the lad.
Yeah. He's like, just move forward. And that's it. It's not like he got knocked out or anything or broken or anything. No, you just move on and just move forward. We're sitting and we're doing a talk, and his wife is there. I was like, I just want to say to your wife, I'm not this mean all the time. She's like, you're not mean. Ryan is mean.
Brink of the chin. No, to be fair to Ryan, he does take it on the chin. Every credit to the lad. He showed up. He went balls out. It didn't work out. Who the hell hasn't been there?
I'll be really honest with everyone watching and you. This felt amazing. Like, I will say this was one of the easiest matches I have ever had, but that was because of the work I put in. But the pressure on me was really big. Like, so many people put money on me. One guy put his hair on me. You know, he's gonna get bald. You know, if I lose. And there's so many people, even there, like the athletes are like, oh, I talk with Ryan. He feels like so confident, like there's no chance he's gonna win. I'm like, look at him, look at me, shut up.
He looked so lean, Ray.
You look very lean, yeah.
I mean, when you guys walked on stage tonight, I was really surprised. There was a couple of things. Lachlan looked very small compared with Sandris.
Everyone looks small, except Derek Smith.
People don't realize how big Sandris is. He's a big, big man, but he just looked way too big. It looked.
Yeah. Hey, Sandris was I think he was the most fresh guy there. Those socks and Air Max.
Oh my God.
He looked really cool.
I was in tears.
That slap. You know why? When I went to the corner.
Tell people about that, right? I'll tell people about that, right? So if you go back to East versus West, if you bought it, go and have a look, right? After the first round, this was awesome. Myself and Ray have been talking about this tonight on the chat. Now, in all combat sports, you know, your cornerman's there and he's trying to wind you up and he's trying to get you into that groove. And he comes across and he may give you that crack across the face, slap you hard on the back just to get you wound up. But it's going to be at a certain level of venom. There's a certain degree of intent there to make that work. Then there's another kind of slap, which pays no service to anything. It serves no purpose. It's not hard enough to wind you up. It's just about hard enough for you to be a massive. That's all it is. That's the kind of slap that Ray put on Sanders. Walked over and just.
No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. So he wins the first round, and we should talk about this match while we're on the subject. But
yeah, let's go.
So yeah, I'll get to the slap later. But so the match, I think there's the thing that happened. Like Lachlan is in Ryan's corner, and he's standing there. So he's seeing what's happening, and we talked before, and he's like, he's like, how far you are from Sanders do you think? I said, like, mile, you know, he's to the moon. Like he feels at this point, you know, you can stop some guys at some position, 0. If he doesn't give you anything, you will never get anything. At least, you know, I can't. So it's a mile. And there was a moment where we lock eyes and I see in him, you know, that the reality he's getting. He's like, oh my God, the guy is like ridiculously strong. Because the difference between him, and he knows how strong Ryan is. And Ryan is like legit, like he said, like only Lachlan can beat him in Australia. And that's for real, you know. He said, like, you know, if he trained and everything else. So the goes for the first round, and of course Sanders in his classic way, the flash pin, you know, really, really easy. He called on, but he just hits to the side and done. Yeah. Sanders sits down. I look at him. I'm like, don't you think about going in a hook in the second round, even though you felt, and I just slapped.
Is that what that was about?
Yeah.
You were saying, don't you dare.
Because he was like so weak, so easy. I'm like, sit down. How about one more time? And then let's do it. And then, the second one, he just hit to the side even faster and even more aggressive. And the third one, Lachlan.
It was very brave.
Top roll or anything else, but it didn't work out. And then we just said, say that you're going to go in a hook, and just say that you're going to go in a hook. Because Lachlan is rock strong there.
Clearly, mate. And
Clearly.
I'm going to be honest. One of the things, I've told you this before, I've told Sanders this before. I absolutely love this about guys like Sanders. John Brezink was exactly the same. And there's other guys that are going to test themselves in all the different positions against a guy. They want to go where they're strong. And what I love about Sanders was that is exactly what he did. You know, I know he'd taken some stick, and that winds up the pressure gauge and not embarrasses the guy, but it calls him out. He wants to go on and prove a point. But you've also got to appreciate that at that point in time, if there is a measurable gap between you and your opponent, and you stay in there, burn yourself to death, go beyond the elastic limit on pride, and then lose that match, it potentially damages your chance of getting over the finish line. And you can end up going from comfortable win to embarrassing defeat in a heartbeat. And, you know, credit to Sanders, he walked that tightrope and he made it to the other side, and it was bloody entertaining that he did. You know, it was really good. You can see we've got a well-lit Engin Terzi back in the house. Engin, welcome back, mate. Just knock over a couple of super chats real quick. Fat Legless Bird with the super chat. Ray clapping Ryan back to us in round one. Made me cream my pants and scream with excitement. Hell yes. F Bowen, motherfuckers. So, hey, let's take a moment also, though, to just give Ryan some respect. He was bloody entertaining in the lead up to this. He does hang his nuts out there, and the guy takes it on the chin. He really does. So, yeah, fair play to the lad. Big Grove Goats, Engin. What percentage was John at with him being sick, do you believe?
I know that he got called before Corey West match, and since then he didn't feel good. I know that because I have been in touch with him, and only like day before or something his departure, he wrote me that he has fever, 102 Fahrenheit. I think it's 39 centigrade with what we understand over here. And he said he couldn't get up from the bed, and he almost called me and asked me to cancel the match, but he never asked me this, but he's saying this later. And then, but he chose to come, you know, and here he was still coughing, and I asked him, you know, if he needed any kind of medicine. He said he's already taking strong antibiotic, and I know that antibiotic is fixing your problem while also making you weak generally. Usually. And yeah, so but it's not like people may say that, you know, I'm like taking something away from Ongarbev. No, Ongarbev just won fair, square. He deserved it 100%. It is not his fault, you know. He showed up and he won. That we cannot take anything, but we can how to say, discuss about the match, and then we can think that maybe someday a rematch when the man is, you know, 100%, and like anytime he's ready, yeah, I will set that match. But for the next event, I will now Ongarbev holds the title, and I know Irakli lost against Tartashins, but Tartashins should be the next one, because John had John and Ongarbev for the title. John was ranked #1 because Zolev beat Hutchings, John beat Zolev, you know, and John also beat Zurab. So Ongarbev has the title. I think that next man to pull Ongarbev should be normally Tartashins in November for the title. But since Tartashins cannot come because he decided to take some break and he needs to spend time with family. Yep. So I said Irakli Zirakashvili versus Ongarbev for November.
Which is a great match.
Yeah.
On anybody's scorecards, that's a friggin' awesome match right there.
Yeah.
Really is. There's no doubt about it. So we've been on here nearly an hour already. We can't stay on and talk about everything, although I know we'd love to. We'd be on forever, but conscious of time, I know it's very late over in Istanbul and obviously in Latvia, and you've done some flying as well. Let's sort of rush forward a little bit and talk about some standout performances. And the one guy that I wanted to just feature in that respect has got to be Artem Morozov, because I actually had him picked to win. Cody on the left arm. I think his left is exceptional. His right is exceptional. But I had Chafee winning a war on the right arm. I thought he'd make it difficult, but I didn't think he would beat Dave. But God, I was impressed with that lad. I thought he was immense. And you do wonder, with a frame that size, the age he is, the experience he is, the room to grow that he's got, that is one of those guys that you see being in the upper echelons of this game for a very long time, in my opinion. I really like that lad.
See, that is my goal. That was my goal, to give chance to these new future superstars, to motivate them. If nobody invites these guys, they will not be motivated. They will not train hard. You more you know, I invited him after he lost against Prudnik.
Yeah.
And he beat Tobias left arm, but he looked better in May when he pulled Derek Smith.
Yeah.
And one thing was like, how to say, I really didn't think that Morozov would win that match. I really didn't think. I thought that they would win. But one thing Morozov said, I said, Morozov, you lost against Prudnik. Prudnik clearly dominated you. And like, what makes you think that like you would beat Dave? He said something, and then after that time, I saw the possibility that this is coming. He said, Engin, Prudnik has incredible control ability, and once he enters the match so effectively, he just like shuts you down. You understand?
Yes.
With that
Yeah.
incredible, yeah. And then he said that Dave is probably stronger than Prudnik when you talk about that side pressure, but his hand control, I mean, is not that as effective as Prudnik. So he said that when I pull Dave Chaffee, I will have chance to apply what I have. Against Prudnik, he put me out of position. I couldn't do anything. With Dave, I know he's stronger than Prudnik, but at least I will be able to apply what I have. And trust me, what we saw Morozov today was stronger than Morozov we saw against Prudnik as well. You know?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, a match that I'd love to make in Arm Wars, and I've said for a while now, would be Alex and Morozov. I actually believe that is one of the best matches in the world right now. I really do. I think it's
you're talking about right arm, left arm?
Right arm. Well, to be honest,
I think even left arm, both would be very good match.
Yeah, or either arm, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But right arm is what I'm talking about, really.
Yeah.
Let's knock over some of these super chats before we lose them. I'm just conscious that a lot of people have super chatted. So John Augustine with a super chat. Really happy for Ray. Ryan was the clear favorite, but Ray showed up ready. I like both of these guys, but Ray is such a good, wholesome dude and the best coach out there. That's nice bit of bigging up for you there, brother. It really got that. So Silky Wilkie with a super chat. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate your support. He's put well done in your match, Ray. Just as your flag, you were a fiery red Oreo. You were sweet and sticky in the middle. Ryan came in almost arrogant with a chip ahoy. But we don't mess around with ginger snaps, do we? Silky Wilkie with that super chat. Pela Bourgeois. Thank you for your super chat. He's not put any message on there, but appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Big Grove Goats. Ray and Neil. Who can Engin get from North America that can hang a little better next time? North America's young talent pool isn't as deep as the rest, it seems. I think that's bigger than just a North American question, mate. I mean, Engin and Ray, feel free to jump in here on this at any point, but I do think you're talking about, in the guys that you've been seeing here in East versus West are the elite of the elite. And in some instances, there is okay, these guys are going to be very, very close. And I think everybody's appreciative of that. And then there are other instances where it's to give a clear indication of the fact that there is a level difference. We spoke about it last week, and it's honestly difficult to do when you know guys as well as we do, and you're not taking anything away from these athletes because they're great arm wrestlers, but you know that there may be one guy in that match who is something different, bit of a unicorn. Trying to think of a really good example. Probably the one that springs to mind most obviously for me, that I was thinking before the card, oh, that ain't great, it's not the best match. It's probably the Flash, Corey Miller and Daniel Prokopchuk, to be honest, because Daniel is incredible. I mean, he's punches way above his weight. And whilst Corey Miller, great puller, he's not at that level. And it's not a reflection on him. I don't think there is any North American lightweight right now that can match at that level. I don't know. Would you agree, guys, or disagree with that comment?
I mean, the reason that I said that match, because Daniel has world titles only with left arm, not with right arm. Right arm, I think that was the only time that he was in final. It was the last swap. And he did this in 154 pounds, like 70 kilo category. Like he is like not a big guy, you know. Yeah, while Corey is a little bigger guy. He is like more like natural 80 kilo, you understand, 176. So I thought that, you know, like a guy from 70, 75 kilo, while a guy 80 kilo and a little bit over, and with such a incredible start. I think Corey's pronator did well, but I think he needed more wrist, and he just didn't have it. So do you think that Paul Talbot versus Daniel Prokopchuk at 85 kilo would be?
What, you mean Daniel at 85 and Paul at any weight he wants?
No, Paul is 85 kilo. Daniel is maximum 79 kilo, 80 kilo maximum.
I think Paul Talbot's way bigger than that now, mate.
No, he told me that he's 85 kilo. I told him, if you are 90 kilo, maybe I would set you someone else. If you are 85 kilo, someone else. And he said, I'm 85 kilo. So I said the match 85 kilo, he versus Daniel.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it's a much better match.
Yeah, yeah.
Much better match. But obviously Paul's favorite arm is the left arm.
Yeah, this left arm they're gonna pull.
Yeah, Daniel, I don't know. Daniel's X factor, in my opinion. The guy is immoral. What do you think, Ray?
Yeah, I think the pull from there is exhausted. I think there's no one that could hang nowhere near, at least in his weight. Bigger weight classes, yes, but smaller weight classes, there's.
Yeah, you've got to go that way.
Absolutely.
To find anybody that can match up with the likes of Daniel, you've got to go into the height. But no, let's not be honest. This isn't a thing that's specific to North America. It's pretty much anywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, who the hell can pull with Daniel?
Oh, there's like 50 Kazakhs that maybe could do the job.
Tall guy. You know what I mean?
There's some guys.
That weird one-off guy. Yeah. Very, very few people at that level. There really are very, very few people. I mean, you know the script with that, Engin. You're all over it, mate.
And okay, if you would set Craig Tuller with
better match,
just say, I mean, who would he pull? Or Justin Bishop, 85 kilo.
Well, you know, a match I love obviously is Bojidar Tuye, which is that's the one I was looking for in arm wars. But yeah, Boji and Tuye, yeah, that's interesting.
How about Tuller and Samusha?
Yeah, same.
What do you think?
Good pull.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how about 85 kilo Craig versus 80 kilo Daniel? Craig would beat him?
It's hard to say. Not necessarily. You would think that Craig would win on the right arm.
Yeah.
Obviously, left arm, entirely different kettle of fish. But yeah, Tuye is dangerous.
And how about Justin Bishop versus Daniel?
Right or left?
Right. I mean, when you say right and left, both guys are very good right and left, I think.
I've got Daniel.
Both right and left?
Yes.
Yeah. But when you say Craig Tuller, it's a different story, you are saying.
Yeah, it's the speed.
Craig is also strong
taking
as well.
Control is a different thing. Getting control over, it's the explosivity and the second hit and the weird factor that comes with Tuye in that respect. I'm going to say that he's hard to emulate in that fact. I don't think there's many guys that are going to cause people as much trouble as Craig does in that respect, because he's very, very awkward. He hits very, very hard, regroups and hits again very, very hard. So for me, I think that creates people, it creates a lot of problems. I don't think Justin is that style. He tries to just gain control in a much more orthodox manner. And to be honest, that's difficult because Daniel will sell you hand and wrist. He'll sort of give that up, get tied to you. And his joint is so incredibly strong. And I don't feel like Justin would be. And also, I know Justin's had a number of significant injuries. So I think he's going to be out for a little while. I know I approached Justin about getting in the war stuff not long back, and he wasn't in great nick. He needs to be in a better place to pull with the likes of Daniel, in my opinion.
And what do you guys think about Michael Todd versus Prudnik?
It's an more interesting match, yeah.
It's a very interesting match.
Because Prudnik is pure orthodox way of arm wrestling, while Michael is known to put his opponent into unorthodox positions.
Yeah, it's an interesting match. That's a very, very interesting match because of the roundedness, the proficiency of Prudnik in all positions, the speed and the ability to transition quickly, sets Michael a lot of challenges. That's a very interesting match.
Okay, what's the possibility, in your opinion, Prudnik to just dominate Michael?
I mean, it's very possible.
Oh, there's a possibility that he would just dominate him instead of having a war?
Yeah. I think he's got the possibility to dominate anyone. That's not a reflection on Michael. That's a possibility.
No, because of his style, his style usually like stops people,
Well,
like
a lot of people got
don't
pissed off with me saying
openly...
that I thought he'd dominate Toddzilla. I got a lot of private messages, people saying I thought you were a fan of Toddzilla. I'm a massive fan of Toddzilla. I think Todd's amazing. He's one of my favorite arm wrestlers in the world. But dominating Todd, who is orthodox way arm wrestling, and dominating Michael Todd is just like a little bit different thing, Like Michael is known to stop people somewhere. Yes.
He stopped Gennady, he stopped Pushkar, he stopped, who did he not stop?
He stops pretty much everyone.
Yeah, so this is what I say, that so whenever he stops people, he stops by neutralizing his opponent's wrist. So you understand? So how much like Prudnik would be effective if that case happened? So, and what's more
effective than most Engin because of his ability to transition.
Prudnik can dominate Michael right away. Like how do you see? Do you see like big possibility Michael to stop him and put him in an unorthodox way of arm wrestling?
Yes.
Or do you see a big possibility he's just going through Michael?
I see both. I see both lanes. I see both lanes as possible. Both lanes are possible. Michael,
possible. Which one do you see more?
Let me think about that for a moment.
It's not that easy to control Michael's.
No, it isn't. It isn't. And Michael, the other thing that's very important there is because of the rule set that we're talking on, Michael's extremely intelligent. He can articulate his technique exceptionally, and he can drop you and get to a strap easy. I do think that Yevgeny's got the opportunity to maybe finish the match really, really fast as well, just because of the fact that he can jump on you. Michael has some vulnerability in the hand and wrist.
Yeah, but if Michael is good, feeling good, like as I said, who did that to Michael?
Who splashed him?
Huh? Like who round one just dominated Michael like this? Pushkar.
Let me put it another way, Engin. Who have you seen that emulates what Yevgeny Prudnik can do?
No, Yevgeny, was stopped by Ongarbayev. Round one, they just went.
Answer that question though. Who do you think can do what? And pick anyone you want.
No, this is what I am saying. That when you say that what Prudnik can do, I'm telling you what Prudnik could do when he pulled Ongarbayev. What Prudnik could do when he pulled Vitaly Lalechin. I'm not saying in his category, to me, he looks, sorry, but he looks untouchable, that guy. So this guy, Prudnik looks,
yeah,
as of now, he looks like Superman, you know,
yeah,
that's how he looks. Yeah. And I say that for this guy, of course, 110 kilo category title, this and this, he already has it. But this guy, if you want to see exciting Prudnik matches, we really need to start finding him opponents from the super heavyweight category. Now, I'm not talking about Levan or something, but I think this guy is ready to face any of the super heavyweights except Levan.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so we need to start, you know, setting him matches.
What does he want to do?
110 kilo, and both in super heavyweight. So my opinion, Michael Todd versus Prudnik is worth to watch.
Yeah, very worth.
Yeah.
Either man can win that match.
Yes. This is what I said. So if you want to see, like I said him with Morozov, sorry, it was not exciting. I set him with Matt, sorry, but it was not exciting. I set him with Tatachings, it was not so hard, you understand? So if we really want to see Prudnik in action, really serious action, I think it's time that, you know, he pulls here when somebody is ready. But till then, I think he needs to spend time here as well. Here. When I do this, I mean the weight category.
Yeah, it's an X Factor arm wrestling. You need an X Factor arm wrestler. So two that jump out right out of the gate. Mike is one. Jerry Caderet is another.
Yeah. And also Jerry versus Gennady. Wow. I know that we talked about it, but wow, you know, that Jerry just showed the world, like, I mean, that he deserves respect, you know. He come 48 years. Wow.
I listen, I'm made up by that because Jerry's friggin' amazing. He's one of those guys that flies under the radar. I hope people do wake up to the fact that he's a remarkable arm wrestler.
People talked about his loss against, like, oh, he lost this guy at Zloty, and then people said that, okay, he did good things in North America, but internationally, outside of North America, he did not prove himself. This is what people, but yesterday, he proved himself. Yeah. Against someone incredibly strong.
Who was your standout, Ray, at the whole show? Who were you most impressed by?
Morozov. I
thought he was amazing.
Morozov, of course, Jerry, because I didn't know where he is, and he showed up. You know, love Jerry. Morozov, wow. You know,
he's
just
mega
wow.
ready.
And of course, anything then it's Prudnik. You know, I would say also I'll put Unger Bio. He outworked, but I don't think that was like 100% John. Not taking any way away from Unger Bio.
Yeah.
But eventually, some of that rematch happens. I would love to see it. He just ran out of gas, you know, and you know he looked tired and he had a beard. He looked like fit Santa Claus, you know. But Morozov was something else.
His friggin' arm, mate. His arm was huge when he stopped in the last match with Dave on the right. Hey, Amir. Hi, mate. How you doing, brother? You okay?
Yes.
Good lad. When are we gonna? Do you pull now, Amir? Are you training with your dad?
He doesn't have that fire that his dad has. So I train him a lot, but until, you know, he says that, okay, I want to do this, I'm not gonna like force him, you know. If he wants, he can do it. Like he has to love it. By pushing, I don't think it's gonna work, you know.
Absolutely
so
agree, mate.
Do whatever he wants to do, yeah. He
Good
doesn't have to be
you,
humble.
It's really good to see you, mate. I haven't seen you in a long while. You're a lot bigger than last time I saw you, mate.
He's 14 now, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good to see you, dude. You've got better hair than your dad, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Tremendous. So, Aussie arm wrestler. I'm assuming Jake will be going live after us in 5 or 10 minutes. Aussie arm wrestler Jake Ward, get over there and sub to this guy if you haven't already. What an event. So many talking points. I'm just glad Ray and I are still friends, as he took an Amber Heard on my country. Jerry, wow, ready, bang. Mate, I felt bad for Lachlan and Ryan. I really did. And you know what? And then did really not? Did you not feel a twinge of?
Of course, I felt bad. I don't like, you know, they're cool guys, and I don't like anyone losing. And it's when it's brutal. But you know, and they had 100% certainty they just gonna run through us.
Yeah.
You know,
and sort of good on them for that in a way. I mean, it is difficult because they don't get out of Australia, so it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'll think you're at a certain level, and obviously it's not reflective of reality. But
Neil,
if there's nothing really to measure against, how are you going to know?
Yeah, not only to measure yourself, but to get better. That is the competition level.
Yes.
That makes you get better. You know, as much as I do, that every year you compete Europeans, worlds, you see all those monsters with like different skills they are pulling, and every time they go back, they learn a lot of things and they improve themselves. The competition in Australia, they don't have that international competition opportunity often. Yeah, so that I told to Lachlan that, you know, like as much as possible, just try to pull internationally, because there is nothing that you can learn better than experiencing something. Another thing I will ask you guys, who's gonna win, Revas versus Morozov?
Morozov, in my opinion.
yeah, Morozov. I would pick
But
Morozov.
in which way? Because Revas also looked incredible.
Revas looked great.
He was much
but
bigger.
my honest opinion is that there's still a lot of growing room there for Derek at this stage. I think Derek's a potential monster. I love Derek, and I think he's this extremely intelligent guy. He loves the sport of arm wrestling. One of the most endearing dudes in the sport for so many reasons, because he hurls himself at this thing headlong, and he's got all the ability in the world. But the reality of the situation is that he was a little outmatched there. I think a lot of people felt that was the case. I know I did. It's hard to have those kind of conversations. I thought he was pulling a bit above himself. Good on the lad for doing that. Derek, I'm sure will get there. It's just not right now. And I do believe that Morozov is there right now.
I always thought that, you know, like there's something played in my mind that, you know, like Derek's performance against Tim Bresnan.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was so dominant there. So I thought that the last time when he pulled here against Morozov, just don't tell me that Morozov versus Derek on the paper was a mismatch. It was not. In every poll, people like voted for
But people
Derek
didn't
also.
know Morozov. People didn't
Yeah,
know.
but no, people saw Morozov that Prudnik was playing.
But
so
Derek
they
is
underestimated him. So do you guys realize that after he pulled Tim Bresnan, Derek, who do you remember who people was trying to set him against? It was Dave Chaffee. Dave Chaffee, they were thinking about it. And his performance was so dominant against Tim Bresnan, and people thought that way. So after I had to, like last minute, I had him against Morozov in May event, he didn't perform good. So I was thinking that it was because last minute decision, he was not prepared. And I thought that Derek, the pull against him was like something else, you understand? Yeah. But what we find out, of course, Derek was very good, but the guy that I saw against Michael, yes, it was very good. Nothing to take away from Michael's performance, but the Revas that I saw here was animal. Yep. And the scary thing is that this guy is going to get better and better. Just listen to me very carefully. This guy might be the one that everyone is looking for to beat Levan. Not now, but he has the potential.
He's nearer to that molding.
Yeah, but just trust me, this guy is also incredible.
He's solid. There's no doubt about that. He's solid, but I've not seen anything from Rivas right now that makes me feel like he would be the one to take out Levan. We will see. Time will tell.
Not soon. I'm talking about his potential. Sure. Whenever I ask on the interview with Levan, he said that yes, that guy has the potential.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Levan
certainly
also.
good. Just going back to Derek a moment as well on the comment around Tim. The big difference there, the big difference in the whole scenario for Derek is when you talk about Tim and you talk about Morozov, it's, well, to encompass it in one word, dynamism is that word. Just Morozov is such a dynamic arm wrestler. So complete, so well-rounded, so powerful in so many areas, and explosive, and bigger than Tim in a lot of areas, much more explosive than Tim, more well-rounded than Tim. It's not that Tim's a bad arm wrestler. Tim's great. He's a mega arm wrestler, super strong, and he's got his lanes. But very few people have as many lanes at that size as Morozov, and that's what, that dynamism is what's interesting about Artem Morozov for me, and that's why I feel he's really one to watch.
Yeah, when he pulled against Prudnik, he didn't look as dangerous as that we see him right now. After
I like Derek against Matt Mask.
What's that?
I like Derek against Matt Mask.
Yeah, it's like West versus West. I wouldn't bring two North American to pull against here, but another match that I said.
Just making a quick note. That's one for Arm Wars right now.
I just set a match today. Matt Mask versus Sandris instead of Matt Mask versus Irakli. Irakli said he doesn't want to pull Matt Mask, and I said why? First, a month ago, he said that because he's cursing a lot, he said that it would make him angry. And then later, I insist, and then he accepted. But now he said that after he beat Krasimir and Marcio Barboza earlier, he said that he would like to pull Ongarbayev. He doesn't want to pull Matt. And today I asked Matt, I said, for some reason, Irakli doesn't want to pull against you. Like, would you want to pull Sandris? He said, I wanted to pull Irakli. And then I asked Irakli again, it's a hard job to do, go there,
Yeah.
And then Matt told me to tell Irakli to man up. And then, he said that he doesn't want to pull Matt because he knows that Matt is a threat. This is what Matt said. And then I said, like, Irakli, Matt tells you to man up, He said, whatever, he can say whatever he wants. He said he doesn't want to pull him. He said, if you do this, he's going to go to social media and then probably call you the way that Devon called Levan, And then while we chatting, I just call Matt from Messenger, video call. And then, so at the end, they agreed. They agreed that Irakli said that if Matt wants to pull him, he needs to have a qualification match. And Matt said, okay, but just remember that, I was gonna be nice to you, but now you said you want me to pull a qualification match. I will not hold anything back after I beat Sandris. He said, I'm gonna come after you, and then I will not censor, my words. So they agreed. So that's we have now Matt Mask versus Sandris. How do you see that?
I love the match, but that's all about Ray. For me, Ray, how do you see that?
Sandris has options, and he's ridiculous now. And I think Matt Mask is very, very dangerous. I think he poses that threat of real explosivity, really good hit with top roll. And Sanders would go in the same lane. He wouldn't try to hook him at all because, most likely it's not a good choice to do. I cannot not support Sanders, so you know where it goes. But I also, if someone would ask me right now, I think Sanders is favorite in that match.
But do you guys think that Matt, after the last experience he had here, do you think that he would come in a like regular shape here?
Like last time he was pulling still Prudnik. I think it doesn't matter what kind of shape you come in, you're pulling Prudnik.
But you can see from his look, he was. I asked him now. He said he's training every day. I think that he has something to prove. not to us.
Oh
but
yeah,
to-
yeah.
for
Of
himself.
course.
Yeah.
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 I don't think that he's gonna come here and just he came twice. He lost to Hermes, and then he lost. I think that his shape that he pulled against Hermes would be big danger for.
Mate, I mean, let's be honest. You lose to Hermes, and then you lose to bloody Prudnik. I mean, Jesus Christ, you're pulling in the rare air.
Yeah.
I mean, who the hell doesn't? Very few
Lose to
men
those guys.
don't lose to those guys. That's. I mean, look what he just did to Todd, for Christ's sake. But Toddzilla has looked incredible of late. He's been running through top class pullers like a hot knife through butter, and then he goes. Look at that with Todd. I mean, that was. I'm not saying it wasn't expected, because stylistically it was actually expected. That's exactly what I thought would happen. And I know, speaking to another few, that speaking of Devon not long back, and we both agreed on that. Both of us thought it was a horrific match for Toddzilla. But nevertheless, it underlines for you the fact that he's that good. And Hermes is another one right now. He's a serial killer. The man is a beast. So he's one of those guys that very few people are going to stand in front of and do well with. You've got to be, I mean, who have you got for Rivas? Is he going to be? Is Hermes a guy that you see matching him up with?
Neil, can we just focus on that one? Who's gonna win there, Matt Mask or Sandris?
I love that match. We're talking right arm, yeah?
Yeah, it could go either way.
I think right arm, the betting odds for me would be probably 60-40 in favor of Matt Mask. I think that there is one acid weapon that is a real threat for Matt, and that's the press of Sandris. But I do think Matt is a very dangerous match for Sandris, and I would say 60-40 in favor of Matt right-handed, and stronger odds in favor of Sandris on the left. So I would give Sandris 70-30 favorite left.
Yeah, they are gonna pull right arm. And Ray, like by percentage, like how do you see? Who would you bet on? Just say that you are from Nigeria, not from Latvia.
Yeah, Matt is very like it all comes down how he shows up, like you said. If he shows up in a really good, he's
fire.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fire. I'm just thinking how that top roll versus top roll would look, because Sanders isn't like he's arm-based top roller. He plants and then he hits. He doesn't hit with a lot of wrist flexion like Hermes does. So I think Sanders has a good chance. I would say, 60-40 Sanders.
So, and then I say 50-50, so we have a balanced match here.
Very balanced match. Yeah.
How about Gennady and not Gennady, Jerry versus Hermes? Do you think that we are talking about? Like,
I think it's a less exciting match than the one you've just had, because I think both men have the opportunity to finish the other more quickly.
Yeah, but do you think that the important for me is not that? For me, the most important thing is, do both men have chance to win?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's what it matters. If it is making you think who's gonna win, then that's a good match. I don't care, I mean, if it's gonna end quick or some.
Jerry's a unicorn. I'm telling you, I've said it. I did a thing with Paul Italia only a couple of weeks ago, and I said in that I sort of predicted where I saw that match going, and that I had Jerry just in front. I thought he nicked it, and he actually did. I tried to make that in the WAL a couple of times. We had it signed up. We got crushed once by Gennady being unable to get a visa, then the second time by COVID. So very unfortunate that a match didn't take place there. I always had it as one of the sort of dream matches. I thought it'd be incredible, and thanks for putting it on, Engin. It's fantastic that people got to see that, and particularly for Jerry Cadorette, because if ever a guy deserves respect for so many reasons, it's that guy. And it just so happens that you couldn't really find a better opponent for Jerry to sort of showcase that, who would get him that kind of notoriety, because Gennady Quickvinya is a globally accepted bad mother fluffer.
Very dangerous guy. Very dangerous.
Incredibly
for
dangerous.
Almost anyone.
Yeah, incredibly dangerous, incredibly charismatic. One of the best arm wrestlers in the super heavyweight division. One of the most complete pullers in that division. Not many guys you can match Gennady Quickbenia with because he will run them over.
Yeah, you know, you usually need English-speaking athletes, you know, at the professional level. Gennady is one of those athletes that doesn't need any English to entertain.
Yeah.
Both his performance at the table and outside of the table, the I don't know how to
Aura.
explain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got an aura.
Personality, you know.
Sandra just sent me a message, so I'm pulling in November. Good to know.
Oh, I thought that we talked with him. Did we not?
No,
I think I told him. No.
we were talking yesterday in after like something, but nothing was said at all.
Oh, okay. Tell him that it's okay. I can cancel the match.
No, he's good.
I'm joking.
So let's knock over some of these super chats that
Sounds
people
like nice and pulling.
we got.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
Let's have a look here. Levan Sagin Adzaramini with a super chat. Ray versus Joe Fox at Arm Wars. Joe Fox, solid Canadian arm wrestler. Joe, he really is. Z's guitar account with the super chats. But Neil, I hope you have another opponent for Stoica because he's going to walk right through Bowen after Ryan comes back from vacation. That match will happen. We'll see what happens, and I'm sure there's other stuff there. I think we got somebody else trying to join here. Let's Ryan's exposed cable. How long until Bowen believes he has Zilla side pressure again? Send him back to the bottom 8. Announcer booth, Bowen. Rub it in, Ray. He deserves it. Oh, yeah. Venomous.
Hello, Cobra. How are you, my friend?
Biggity bong, my brother Angus.
Biggity bong, mother fluffer. How are you doing, mate?
You know, right? He has a match with Haidar. Neil,
I'm so excited.
You know that he has a match with Haidar in November.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, but this is a different level. You know,
Let's
those
go.
are world titles.
Legend.
This is legend category.
No,
seriously.
Mate, I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They both are not training.
Ingen let me in. Ingen let me in. He threw me a breadcrumb. I'm so thankful.
I love it.
Yeah.
Haidar Gildil, what an hombre. For anybody in the chat doesn't know, Haidar Gildil, one of the most venomous hookers this thing has ever seen. What a beast. What a lovely guy. If you like the strong, silent type, Gildil's your boy. He's awesome.
We're both the same. We're both silent.
Yeah, you've always been shy. 113, motherfucker.
Anyways, yeah.
Right. Simon
That's
Paul,
a condition. Don't shame me.
Yeah. I am fixing to hurt someone, Neil. Stuck in a door with a goddamn flower in your hat. Right, anyway, Simon Fulham with a super chat. Ray, you did a 200-kilo bench 1 week prior to the match. Both you and Ryan off pancakes. Ooh, feel a response coming here. As a gentleman's agreement, your words. So how close to the match did you stop taking your pancakes? Ray, over to you.
Clearly the guy knows nothing about me. Clearly.
Yeah. Neil, before you read the next one, it is like almost 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm with only a few hours sleep, so I need to go.
No worries, mate.
Ray, you did incredible job with interview, and you did great job at the press conference, and you did amazing job at the table. Congratulations, my friend. You really deserve respect.
And he also wore the greatest shirt that the world has ever seen.
Great job, Ingen. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Did you, Cobra? Did you enjoy the event?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, Shadada, bro. It's real.
Yeah. It will be a big honor to host you there. Neil, thank you for having me, my friend. Thank you for your support, and you all take care.
No worries, mate. See you soon, brother.
Peace.
See you soon. So Todd and Oleg's love child with the super chat. But Oleg was disrespected at the table. This made me sad. Hey, Karakian was friggin' awesome. Exidinovo with a chat. Exidinovo.
Neil, you have to explain to that person, no one can make you feel any way. No one can make you feel happy or make you feel sad. You can allow yourself to have those emotions, though.
This is pretty good stuff from you, mate. You can tell you're an older guy.
Yeah.
Philosophical stuff.
That was really spiritual.
Yeah, no friend. No friends.
Good. I loved it. I need to. My wife can make me feel terrible.
No. You can allow that, though.
Yeah, I can allow it, and she can kill me. These are two things that she's told me.
Man, you gotta up your cardio, brother.
Yeah, leave the car running. Keep the trainers on. So, Exidinovo with a super chase. But good job, Ray. I had you to win. I'd like to see Prudnik versus an elite super heavy. Based on what he did to Todd, I'd say he's actually been underestimated. Well, yeah, I think the same old thing happens so many times. You can have a few great results. You have one bad one and everybody remembers the bad one. But when that guy's on, when that guy's ready, when he's firing on all cylinders, Jesus, he's absolutely
It sucks.
bad man, let me tell you now. So Matt Tickle the Limits Larry with the super chat. Nate, thank you very much. He's put Neil and Engin, you guys are amazing, almost as amazing as Coach Ray's dominance. Amazing event, amazing matches. The Latvian power is the real thing. Yes, spreading the gospel of the Latvian power. Sean Crowther with a super chat. But the truth is, Irakli is scared of Matt Mask. Wild Horse would crush the pussycat. Yeah, I don't know. I actually think that there might be something in the sort of Canadian cussing thing with Irakli. He does get wound up with that stuff.
That's why they play the game, brother.
Yes, indeed. Clark's 93 with a super chat. What do you think about Dedikian versus Sperong? What do you think, Ray?
That's very interesting. Dedikian ridiculously good. The taller. Yeah, that would be an interesting match. It could be really...
Did you have Dedikian picked for this weekend? I actually got that wrong.
Yeah, but I expected a little bit tougher match.
I thought it'd be a battle, but I thought Oleg would get him. So I called that one wrong. One of the ones that I screwed up. Let's have a look. What else we got? Michael Todd version 24.0. Congrats to Jerry. It wasn't one-sided, but it seemed like it could have went either way. Mate.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, the beauty of that kind of match, as we talked about earlier on, styles making matches is the thing. And the beauty of that match was it was always one of those matches where whenever you threw that around to, let's say I was in a pub having a beer with Ray and Cobra, it's that match you'd throw out there and we'd all be like, oh yeah, that because there's so much essence there, there's so much scope, so many guys.
There was a lot of shrapnel there.
Big time. But it was nice that Jerry, I'll say it again, it was nice that Jerry gets to and this isn't just before anybody jumps in and say, oh, you're just loving Jerry Caderet. It's not really personal at all to who Jerry arm wrestled, but he needed to arm wrestle someone of a certain pedigree and of a certain, what's the right word, prominence, I suppose. And right now, Gennady Quickvinia is one of those guys. He's one of those upper-level elite guys where it's kind of undeniable.
It's a brutal welcome back.
Yeah, and then
I'm getting a legend match. He gets a friggin' Savage.
Yes, yeah. It just it's put chips on the table, doesn't it? It's one of those matches where if you smack someone in the most impressive of fashions, it's one of those matches that are going to be replayed. It's the standout match of East versus West 4, of course.
Yeah.
Apart from Rosie Ray and Brian.
What makes that even better, I think, Neil, is the war that it was.
Yeah.
If Jerry had flashed him, it wouldn't have been. Who cares? He walked through the fire,
isn't it?
He walked through that guy's fire.
It's the old Ron Bath Zurab thing, friggin' unbelievable. And Jerry always is so animated in the matches. He gets pissed off with the refs, gets pissed off with the promotion. He's not a shy dude, and obviously Gennady Quickvinia very much the same. So two really high octane arm wrestlers, and Jerry getting back into that mix. Number one, he's deserving of it. Number two, it motivates him and brings him really back into the fold. Lets people know that he does deserve to be there. And as myself and Ray were talking about last week, and I'm sure you'd agree, Andrew, to be honest, it's that X factor thing. He's just, who the hell is like Jerry? It's just a weirdo.
Yeah. A turtle with two heads.
Yeah, he'll win the match that other guys can't win, just based on the fact that the stuff that matters to 90% of the crop of us doing this thing doesn't matter to him. It just doesn't. He doesn't give a shit.
But you know what? It seems like that to us because we're mortal, but he's comfortable there.
Yeah.
That's the part that I think sportsmen that do what we do don't understand. Who's going to do that?
No.
What does it take to build up to that point to be able to do that against the best in the world?
Most of us.
It's insanity.
A guy that's like us, you know what I mean? You can say, oh, this guy pulls in that fashion, he pulls in this style, and there's 4 or 5 other guys that are very similar to that. They pull in a similar style, and you've got that measuring stick. Not so much with Jerry Cabaret.
No. The one guy I think was closest to that, maybe in that, but not. Well, I'll say the one guy that's in that, Bobby Hopkins.
Yeah, God rest his soul. Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Hopkins. But Jerry's got a different thing to it. He's got a little more hand on the lower edge, the pinky and forefinger. Jerry knows how to arm wrestle. Yes, he chooses to eat nails for breakfast and come in and breathe on you. Really, as Neil says, deep.
Mate, talking about that, and I want to get Ray's feedback on that. What was interesting as well was this weekend when the match did hit arm on arm, because of the aggression and the direction that Jerry adopts when he hits there, that you just can't tuck in on that. You can't tuck in and try. It's gone. He runs across you. Did you expect that, mate, in that match?
Yeah, I expected him to jump in. I just thought he might lose the rotation. You know, if Gennady tried, but Gennady just like even in presser, he said like he will top roll. I was like, I'm like, only top roll? You need side to finish it. Like you need, and it's usually better with the pressers because they're coming down and you can over rotate them real fast. So they're holding on their biceps, and you cannot do this with a good flop wrist presser because they will trap you. They will trap you. And even like Gennady said, like he didn't expect him to be that ridiculously strong there. He's like trapped. He can't get out. Yeah,
it is interesting that he said that.
You have to roll with commitment that you know that your shoulder's coming in right behind. Yes. Like Tahoe, Neil.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You remember Tahoe?
110%. I remember.
And
Tahoe.
you really have to check yourself and mean it. So there are very few men that will take that top roll and then commit. Take what Jerry gives you, but you have to. You cannot dive in on go. You have to take a little bit, not too much so you're off your body, and immediately meet the challenge. And it's a very dangerous thing, and it takes big balls.
Balance the bone. Balance the bone. But I'm made up for Jerry. I'm made up for him. I think there's a lot of exciting matches coming his way. I'm very excited about that. Congratulations, Jerry Cabaret. Congratulations to all the guys that pulled this weekend. We're going to jump off here in a moment and
hey, Neil, before we do, I'll let you go.
Guys,
we have a shameless plug.
We need to catch up on a one-on-one soon as well, mate. I'll be in touch.
Let's do it. I just need one shameless plug. Tell your people to come over there and get me to 5,000 before Evan gets to 5,000.
Guys, if you're not subscribed to Cobra Roads, please get over there. Get sub. This is one of the original legends of our game. Mate, I was watching this man when I was 13 years of age. He was mesmeric then. Not only that, he took the time to put his arm around a fat lad and encourage him into this game. I'll never forget that. Man had an aura around him. Andrew Cobra Rhodes, top class individual. Have some fun with this lad. Get over there.
Power the people. Power the people. I'll see you on the other side. November 19th. It's Istanbul, baby. Biggity bong.
Andrew.
Biggity bong.
Love you, baby.
Biggity bong.
Great job, coach.
Thank you.
So just before we jump off, one more super chat from B-Poj. Many surprising matches this weekend. Almost all matches were not like I thought, except Jerry, who did exactly what I thought he would do. We'll probably leave it on that note. I just want to say a massive congratulations to Ray, to Sandris, mate. You backed up the talk. And yeah, it's exciting times for arm wrestling. This was evidence of it one more time. An incredible card over there. Must have been fun to be involved with, Ray.
Oh, it was the best, yeah. The matches, just seeing those matches like Jerry, like Morozov, Dave, like the big surprises. Oh my God, you know, there wasn't like too many people in the audience, but it was enough that it was oh my God moments, you know. So felt
But people
awesome.
watching online worldwide, and this sport is getting bigger. It's getting more and more serious and more followers. And
Growth
thank you to everybody.
is every time we're getting bigger and bigger, and like we saw finally a happy Engin Terzi after his event. Like pretty much everything will run smoothly. There was no hiccups, maybe some some small stuff, but small stuff compared to what happened previous times. He was so happy. You saw him. He's like, he's like, I gotta go to sleep, guys. I'm just, usually he's up till 4. He's like, he was happy. I'm happy that he's happy. And yeah, it was awesome.
Absolute quality. Guys, for everybody that's taken time out to tune into tonight's show, Fix 117. Sorry about the audio. Both myself, actually Ray's home now. I'm not home. I had Giants Live World Open this weekend, and I'm still at the gig. And then the British Grand Prix today, so commentating throughout the weekend. Good times though. I missed out on the East versus West. I've been playing catch up tonight, but it's been nice to jump on. Ray, thanks for giving your time up, mate. I know you've been knackered. You've been running all over the world. Thank you to everybody who's in the chat. I know about 600 or 700 of you tuned in tonight. Keep up the good work following the sport, guys.
Yeah.
If you're not subscribed to the Voice of Arm Wrestling, please get over and sub to Rolly Ray's channel. Remember, if you're just getting into this game and you want to know more about the sport, the technique, the nuance of the game, you won't find anywhere better than the Voice of Arm Wrestling to spec yourself up. If it's training, if it's technique, if you want to just understand things, there's chat, there's everything you need. Get subbed, check out Ray's channel. It is awesome. Likewise, if you're over here for the first time at Supernatural Strength, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of stuff coming on here. We're here every week with the Fix. Also, get over to Arm Wars and sub there. Guys, all the very best to you and your families. Have a great evening and thanks for stopping by. Biggity bong, mother fluffers.
Biggity bang, bang, boom, boom.